What's going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. Hopefully you're excited for Borderlands 4. It is going to be coming out here in just a few days, September 12th, 2025. Very excited for Borderlands 4. We've been doing some theory crafting and build crafting leading up to the game, all thanks to maxroll.gg. Not sponsored, just really enjoy their website. It really helps out. Today we're going to be going over the Double Trouble Vex build. Vex is the Siren this time around. And in this build, we're going to be primarily focusing on her red tree, Phase Familiar, and then we're also going to be dabbling with her blue tree, Dead Ringer. So Vex the Siren benefits from Phase Covenant. Vex is attuned to the elemental type of her current gun, converting all action skill and melee damage into that type. Like I said, we're going to be focusing on her red tree, Phase Familiar. Vex is joined by her minion, Trouble. When killed, Trouble will respawn after a cooldown. Press F to teleport Trouble, dealing damage in an area. Trouble then transforms into a badass, fully restoring health and gaining increased damage for a duration. Activating Phase Familiar will respawn Trouble if currently dead. So Trouble's respawn cooldown is 20 seconds, Trouble's damage is 18, the teleport damage is 82, the badass damage multiplier is plus 50%, cooldown of 45 seconds, and a duration of 20 seconds. So this Double Trouble build, we're going to start with Blood is Magic. Vex deals increased action skill damage the higher her health. That's plus 6% at 5 points, so another 30% of action skill damage. And we have to remember that her Phase Familiar, Trouble, is technically the action skill, so we're increasing that action skill damage the higher Vex's health. Coming on over, we're going to put 3 points into Hasty Fiends. Vex and her minions gain increased movement speed and damage reduction. So it's plus 5% movement speed per point at 15% and 7% damage reduction at 3 points, making it 21%. After that, we'll put 2 points into Yowl and Bay. Yowl and Bay? Vex's minions gain increased maximum health capacity. Vex gains increased gun damage for a duration after commanding Trouble. The maximum health capacity is plus 5% at 2 points, 10%. Gun damage, 5% becomes 10. And the gun damage duration is 8 seconds. After those, we'll be able to come on down to this third row, where we'll put 5 points into the Morning passive. Vex's kill skills gain increased effectiveness, plus 6% effectiveness. 5 points is 30% kill skill effectiveness. I know none of these up here have been kill skill, but trust me, they're on the way. And this is very important to have in this build. After that, we'll slide on over to the passive Claw and Bang. We're gonna put 5 points into that. Vex and her minions gain increased melee damage and ordnance damage. We're primarily focusing on the minion melee damage here, which is plus 6% per point at 30% melee damage. And that's what our Familiar is doing. Trouble is doing a lot of melee damage while running around the battlefield. We're also going to be able to finally pick up our augment down here, Vorpal Fang. Trouble gains a chance to critically hit with all attacks. Command skill, press and hold F to command Trouble to summon phase daggers overhead that fire at nearby enemies, dealing melee damage on impact. So now we've given our Trouble more options and more opportunities to attack enemies, whether they're up close and personal or at a distance. But even at their ranged attacks, it's still dealing melee damage, which is what we've been focusing on throughout this entire build so far. Trouble crit chance is 10%. The phase dagger damage is 23. You get a max stack of 5 phase daggers. The dagger duration is 15 seconds and it cools down for 35 seconds. Under the augment, we can go ahead and put 5 points into the Sacrificial Essence passive. This is our first kill skill. Vex and her minions gain increased damage dealt, but Vex gains increased damage taken for a duration. Stacks are lost whenever Vex uses a dodge or enters the fight for your life. Damage dealt, and we have 5 points in here, so it's 1.5% per stack per point. Same with damage taken. She's going to take 3% per stack at 5 points. It stacks up to 10 at a max, and the stack duration is 40 seconds. Once you get down to this part of the skill tree, you're going to have to be very careful and play a lot more passive and defensive to allow Vex to not have to dodge so much or take so much damage that she enters fight for your life. You're kind of, at this point, you're kind of sitting back just watching Trouble take care of everybody. After that, we'll be able to pick up our capstone, which is called Double Trouble. Trouble now gains a chance to create an illusion near the enemy when dealing damage. Critical hits have double that chance. Illusions become badasses while Phase Familiar is active. The illusion chance is 15%. The illusion duration is 8 seconds. The damage multiplier of 50%. The illusion damage taken multiplier is 300%. And the max illusions is 3. Lastly, in the red tree, we're going to put 1 point into Tail Whip. Trouble now gains the ability to Tail Whip, dealing damage in an area over 2 hits. It's 47 damage per hit with a cooldown of 12 seconds. So again, just giving more abilities and more damage options to Trouble to allow Trouble to just become truly a force on the battlefield, to the point where Vex can kind of just kick back, relax, and let Trouble do everything. That's not it, because we still have 18 points left over in the blue tree. We're gonna start by putting 5 points into the top passive here, the Fiends. It's a kill skill. Vex and her minions generate health over time. Health regeneration is plus 4% at 5 points, so it's about 20% health regeneration per kill. That's just the base value. We put 5 points in the morning on this side because it's increasing the kill skill effectiveness by 30%. So that's boosting this health over time by even more. We can slide on over next to Fell Inscriptions passive. We're putting 5 points in. Vex and her minions gain increased melee damage and maximum health capacity. Melee damage is plus 6% per point at 30% melee damage, and we're also getting another 30% maximum health capacity, which is fantastic for both Vex and her minions. By doing these two, we're allowing ourselves to get to the third row, where we're going to put 5 points into Grave Fiends passive. It's another kill skill. Vex and her minions deal increased damage, just flat damage, 2% damage dealt at 5 points, 10% at a max stacks of 3. So that's 10%, 3 times 30%. But wait, we put 5 points in, so that max stacks is now 15, which gives us a boost of 150% extra damage for a stack duration of 16 seconds. Oh, but wait, over in Phase Familiar, we have our passive Morning, which increases the effectiveness of the kill skills by 30%. So that 150% gets boosted the effectiveness by 30%. I don't even feel like doing the math. I just know it's gonna do some serious damage. Whew, getting excited just thinking about it. Lastly, we're gonna use up the last remaining 3 points, and I wish I had more points, but honestly, I've tried it multiple ways and I can't seem to get any more points for Obedient Fiends. Vex gains increased minion damage. Minion skills and command skills gain further increased damage. 3 points. Minion damage gets plus 5%, so it's 15%. Command skill damage, 15%. And minion skill damage, 15%. I think this build is going to be the most lazy build of them all. And in most cases, I always recommend starting with the big tree. Like in this case, I use a lot of the red tree. And it all makes sense. It all adds up as to what is needed, but there's also a part of me that thinks it might be better to start over here in the blue tree. You can pause the video if you'd like, and then go over to the red tree and build it out to the end. It's up to you. I know everyone's going to want to get to their capstone right away, and that's understandable, but I think maybe starting blue and going red, that's going to be a more post-story build, end game build. Up to you how you decide to do it, but there you have it. That's the Double Trouble build for Vex, the Siren of Borderlands 4. Probably gonna try this out. In my multiplayer build, I'm going to be playing with 2 friends of mine, and one of them is already going to be Vex the Siren, and I'm going to be playing Harlow in that multiplayer build, or in that playthrough. So in another playthrough, or maybe in a solo playthrough, I'll try this Double Trouble build out so I can sit back, relax, and let Trouble do all the work for me. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. I thank you for clicking on this video and hearing me out. Let me know what you think. Does it sound like a good build to you? Think you would want to try it out? Do you have any recommendations on maybe I missed something, or one passive would be better than another? If you like these videos, make sure to leave a like on it so it encourages me to do more of these in the future. Because once we get our hands on the game, we'll be able to actually be able to see all these skill trees and see there's a chance that a lot of these like percentages and numbers and points, they may change. The final build's not out yet. So until we see that, this is what we have to use, maxroll.gg. We can go on there and make builds. Let me know what Vault Hunter you want to start the game with. Which one's looking to be your favorite? Do you have a build in mind that you're going to be using? Or are you just going to kind of wing it and just be surprised by the game? Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one.